Hi, my friends. I hope that you are doing well. It is just after 4 o'clock out here in the West Coast, a little after 7 o'clock on the East Coast on this September 22nd. For all of my Jewish friends out there, a very happy and healthy new year as this sunset brings us to Rosh Hashanah. No matter what you are celebrating or where you're watching from, I hope that you are having a fantastic night. Again, on this late September day, we're just days away from the official kickoff to our WinStar cruise, and that's coming up beginning of October out of Montreal. So I'm really, really jazzed about that. We just had our last Zoom meeting a little earlier today on that one, and we're all going to meet in Montreal here in a couple of weeks and then work our way up the St. Lawrence River and then over to New York City. And then after that, we've got Cuba, and then we have our Christmas market cruise. There's a lot of fun in store still for 2025. Of course, 2026 brings us all along the globe. Still have plenty of spaces left for our trips on some of them, like along the Mekong River. I hope that you can join us there. If not, we're heading up the Chobe River in Africa. We're doing the Caribbean. We're heading on over to Europe. And there is a lot to see and do in 2026 with a solar eclipse cruise at best. Again, that's going to be out of Europe. Then we have Greenland back over to the US and a lot more there. And now 2027. We've just revealed one of our 2027 trips. That lineup, again, is going to be debuted here in just a matter of moments. Nothing is going to be live on our website yet. We're still working on that. So please be patient on that. Again, I want to let you know emailing us is going to be the best way of getting in touch and getting an e-brochure. Mariah and Joy are standing by, and they are going to be emailing you. If you have any questions whatsoever when we're going through this, please feel free to go ahead and just put a comment in the comment section, and Joy is here. Our social media team, she is phenomenal and fantastic. And of course, Mariah, you all know Mariah, and Mariah will also be a part of things, and she's on standby as well, ready to send you out some fun brochures all stacked up into 2027. Again, on the bottom of your screen, we are going to start rolling here our emails. I do want to let you know that the email, the Seth@sailwithseth.com, that's working, but it could be a bit glitchy. It has been over the past few days. Whether you email us at Seth@sailwithseth.com or whether you email us at sailwithseth@gmail.com, no matter what, we still get the email. So I do want to let you know that if you don't get a response from us, please email us again, because we don't want you to feel that you're being ignored at all. And we want to make sure that you plan to get in on some of these amazing trips that we have. So why book so early? I know some of you are saying, all right, Seth, so why are you offering 2027 and it isn't even 2026 yet? Well, as we all know, we travel together, and getting a big group, and our groups are getting larger and larger, and I love every bit of that. But keep in mind that, the lack of space is now becoming a bit of an issue. So until we grow even bigger and get the whole ship to ourselves, we still kind of have to share it. And that means that everyone is targeted to come back here and on board with that. So with that said, I do want to let you know that we are anticipating a pretty good, let's say, debut of what we've got. And I do want to make sure that all of you are at least on board with your selections, and from at least getting your great cabin categories, getting all the bonuses that you should be getting. Again, there is a difference about booking early, and you want to make sure to book as early as possible. Okay, so there's that. Do want to say hello to everyone that is watching. Want to say hello to Dee Dee and Kathy, Becky and Janet, Joe and Graham, Robert's here, June, Mike, Andrea, Gail, Deborah, Rob, Sue, and the list goes on and on. Barbara, Diane, so great to have you there. And you know what? I know the reflection off the glasses is a little bit rough, so I'm going to take these off right now. Thank you, Diane, for saying that. I actually, let me just tell you this. I did get my text message here on my phone, and I have my glasses ready to pick up for me, like real glasses, not the like these are readers, and now I've progressed on, so they're going to have the anti-coding thing. So that's coming my way. Got to go over to Costco, go pick those up. In the meantime, we are set to really debut a lot of great things here. And with that said, I want to tell you the first thing that I was kind of putting everything together. By the way, I debuted this this morning with all of my guests and from our JBF cruise. I want to show you what the research has been for 2027. It's right here. Yeah, a lot, right? That's a lot of stuff. And I've been crunching the numbers and doing some things. So pricing, just to let you know, is still going to take a couple of days to get. So we will make sure that you get those accurate prices. But again, be on standby for that e-brochure. The e-brochure will not have pricing, but we will get you those prices. I wanted to get you the information as soon as possible, get you down and say you're interested in that specific trip. And then we will certainly be in touch and let you know over the next couple of days what we can do, especially for my solos. I'm still waiting on a couple of trips that I'm waiting to hear back if I can get some solo discounts. But when I was crunching everything together, I was like, well, 2027, man, time is flying by. What is going on here? And 2027, do you know what that rings in? Do you? Any guesses? Let's say, you know what? Just for fun, I am just going to throw this out there. What do you think? What do you think 2027 means for us here at Sail with Seth? Tell me what you think. My Murano glass straw, everyone. The one piece of Murano glass I can afford. Here we are with the glass straw. It says Murano on it. So if you are still, because there's a little bit of a delay, we are talking about, yes, my friends, those guesses keep on coming through, 5 years of Sail with Seth. That's going to take place in 2027. 5 years of opening this business and traveling with you. With that in mind, I do want to let you guys know, I started Sail with Seth to create a difference in the group market. Groups on board, at least what I have supervised, it's kind of like a wishy-washy group. And you don't really have the background of knowing what you can anticipate in the itineraries. I have really tried extremely hard to develop this community, and everyone looks after everyone. I mean, we really are an amazing community, a family of someone that really looks out for one another, whether it is in Antarctica or whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it be in Europe or Asia. We have touched all 7 continents here with Sail with Seth. Our journey is going to continue, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of this journey. I love each and every one of you. You know this from the bottom of my heart. I am passionate about what I do, and I am passionate about making sure that you have an amazing time on any trip that we continue to offer. You'll see those pictures behind me here, and each one are some of my favorite places in the world. Pictures wrap around my entire office. It's not just something I love to do. It's something that I am so passionate. I'm so in love with travel, and I'm so in love of bringing it into your lives just as much as you bring me all the joy from your lives. So with that said, I want to kick things off with some answers to our trivia. Thank you so much for playing our trivia. Our first one, fishermen once called this spot Land's End because if you sailed any further, you'd reach nowhere until Antarctica. A lot of you were guessing. And we had some really good guesses, but the answer is Cabo San Lucas. That is the answer. And we are going to Cabo San Lucas. Again, you'll find out when here in just a moment. All right, so day 2 brought us this question. This island nation is known for spotless streets, sky-high gardens, and one of the busiest airports in the world. It's one of my favorite airports in the world, that's for sure. For decades, even chewing gum wasn't allowed here. And this was the best thing. A lot of you kept saying, you know what? That was a giveaway because you threw out the chewing gum. Yeah, you've guessed it. The answer is Singapore. Now, I was looking everywhere when I was in Singapore for chewing gum signs. I didn't see one. And I was looking to Mariah and I was looking to Joy because we were all there at the same time. And I was like, do you guys see any chewing gum signs? We didn't see any. Maybe we just missed them all, but I've heard from many of you that you've seen these signs. Feel free to share your story in the comments. But yeah, it absolutely is incredible city, incredible place. And I can't wait to be there in Singapore with you. All right, next one up, we've got day 3. And day 3, known for a sacred drink made from pounding roots, stirring in water, served at coconut shells. You know that green emoji that looks like you've had too much in your belly? Yeah, that was a lot of people's reaction when they were talking about this one. It's almost at every gathering in this place, and that place is Fiji. You kind of get where we're going here with this. We'll talk more about when we'll be in Fiji here coming up. And then the next one is flamenco rhythms, Moorish palaces, and a golden age that built an empire where the sun never set. And it's one of my favorite countries, and that is, of course, Spain. Wait until you see this itinerary. Friends, I am telling you, buckle your seatbelts for this specific itinerary, because this one is one that I know will go rather quickly. All right. And then we have today's final clue, a land where giants are said to have carved stepping stones into the sea and cliffs tumble into roaring Atlantic waves. You're looking at the Cliffs of Moher, and of course, that is in Ireland. Again, my friends, Ireland, one of a great place that we were fortunate to get to on board a ship just a couple of years ago. We're going back. We're seeing more of Ireland on a smaller ship. And again, we'll tackle all of that coming up here in just a moment. These are the ways, once again, how you can get your e-brochure and be on the list. I want you to be on the list. I know that you don't have pricing right now. I know that you don't even have the e-brochure in front of you right now. The stuff is not on the website. It's all fresh. But what I want you to do is I want you to email us, okay? Email us and let us know, whether it be at Seth@sailwithseth.com or sailwithseth@gmail.com. Just email us and let us know which trip or trips that you are interested in. We'll add you to the list. And then once we have all the pricing all set, which is, again, anytime here, we are all set, ready to go with that. And then you will be the first on the list to make sure that you have a spot, because some are very limited. And we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a second. All right. Are we ready to jump on this? Are we? Yes. All right. 5 years in the making. In 2027, each and every trip will have a Sail with Seth 5-year element attached to it. And we'll talk more about that as we make our way closer to 2027. But without further ado, we say hello to January and to these pictures that you see here. Now, it seems like we have done the Caribbean time and time and time again. So we are going to flip coasts just a bit, and we are going to head out of Los Angeles. That's right. My West Coasters, whether it be West Coasters in the US or even Canada, it's going to be a bit easier rather than flying all the way to the Caribbean to soak in some of that warmth and sunshine that we love to feel in January. So this is our Mexican Riviera cruise that is going to begin on January 4th and end on January 15th. It is on Voyager of the Seas, which is a ship from Royal Caribbean. It is not one of their big mega ships. I do want to let you know that. Yes, it's going to be a big ship, but it is not a mega ship, okay? Now, what was a mega ship, Voyager of the Seas, back in 2000, is now considered a medium to large size ship now. What we'll do is we will leave out of Los Angeles. We will go to Catalina Island and Ensenada, come back to LA, and then that day in LA, we're going to have a city tour. We'll go to Hollywood Sign. We'll do all of the LA things. And then we head back to Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta. Again, amazing places on the West Coast. And that's what I love. Again, if you've never been to Mexico on the West Coast before, It is completely different. I mean, my friends, completely different than, say, Cozumel or Costa Maya. It's, in fact, way different than the Caribbean. I love the Pacific side of Mexico. I love Puerto Vallarta. I love Mazatlan. I love Catalina Island. It all offers so much, and you really feel the Mexican charm and the amazing food and the drinks and everything associated with Mexico. The price on this is so incredibly low that it's just one of those things that I will tell you is really going, I feel, to do well. Not only is it a difference from the Caribbean, but we're going to head on over to the West Coast. And then what we're also going to be doing is allowing you to status match. So if you, and we've sailed Celebrity a lot, my friends. So whether you are on Celebrity and you are elite or you are select or whatever you may be, it is going to transition over to Royal Caribbean. So if you're elite, then you're Diamond Plus, or I should say you're Diamond. If you're Elite Plus, you're Diamond Plus. So it kind of goes from there. But again, with that said, it is going to be a great, great, great way to just get out of that cold in January and soak up some Mexican sunshine. And it is going to be a rather fun cruise, that's for sure. We're going to enjoy all the onboard amenities, onboard Voyager of the Seas, and all be together out of Los Angeles. So once again, if you have any questions on that, please email us, Seth@sailwithseth.com or sailwithseth@gmail.com. And then we certainly will keep you interested in that. All right. That is, again, our January cruise. We're skipping the month of February and heading right into March. And you know, in March, we have Japan. That cruise is now sold out. Yes, my friends, sold out. What does that mean? That means there are no more rooms on board. I cannot hold rooms on Windstar anymore. Okay, we cannot hold rooms on Windstar. I just get amazing rates and amazing amenities for Windstar, but I can't hold rooms, which means that we have a very large group that is going to Japan. I want you to add your name to the wait list if you're interested in Japan, and we'll talk more about that here in just a moment. But in the meantime, the pictures from Asia are absolutely spectacular, and you could see there in the far right lower corner of your screen is where we are going to at least be giving some hopes that we'll see those cherry blossoms. All right, so Tokyo to Osaka on board Star Seeker, rather. It's Windstar Cruises. We'll be going to Osaka, Tokyo, Shimizu, Nagasaki, Kagoshima, Busan, and much more. So not only do you see Japan, you see a little bit of South Korea as well. In this, free laundry, complimentary all-included package, the onboard credit, again, sold out, but the wait list is open. Now, back over to the pictures, and you say, wait, I think you said something about Singapore, and you're relatively close. So what do we mean by that? We are putting together, and this is in honor of our 5 years, a trifecta of a trans-Pacific itinerary. Now, friends, this is a trans-Pacific unlike any other. It is allowed to be split up. Now, not everyone has the time to do the entire thing. If you do all of the segments, you will certainly be treated to something special or things that are special because it will be plural. We will be together for a long time. But I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're doing. It is going to be on board Celebrity Cruises' brand new, revolutionized Celebrity Solstice. Celebrity Solstice came out in 2008. Now, they will be taking this down to the studs. They are going way, way, way in there, okay? So, newly refurbished, everything is going to be new. From the rooms to the public spaces to the carpeting to the ceilings. I mean, everything is going to be brand new. This is going to be chopped up into 3 different segments. I want to show you the first segment right now. This is March 27th. So you're saying, okay, well, what did Japan? Well, that's Japan, March 21st. Of course, we will be doing something in Singapore altogether. And if you want to leave from Singapore and not participate in any of the cruises, you're more than welcome. Absolutely. But we are going to leave Singapore and we are bound for Sydney. Now, we are going to be going to Lombok, Indonesia. We will be visiting Darwin and Cairns, the Great Barrier Reef, Arley Beach, and then we have 8 sea days in between the stops. So it's not 8 sea days all at one time. Ask for your e-brochure and it's going to give you a day-by-day segment, okay? It is going to give you a day-by-day segment of what we've got. So keep in mind that what we've got for you, all right? Singapore to Sydney, Celebrity Solstice, Lombok, Indonesia, Darwin, Cairns, Arley Beach, 8 sea days mixed in. When you get our group rate, you will have a complimentary drink package and complimentary Wi-Fi. Again, this is March 27th to April 9th. Now, our second segment will take us from Sydney to Honolulu. There are 10 sea days mixed in with this itinerary. Fiji, America Samoa, crossing the international date line. Again, we have 10 sea days until we get to Honolulu. Not all at one time. It is all mixed in. So again, a day-by-day will be available when you ask for one of those e-brochures. Onboard credit, complimentary drink package, complimentary Wi-Fi when you do select the group rate. And we will give you that group rate first. Okay, so again, that is what we have available for you on our segment 2 of the Trans-Pacific. Now, segment 3 of the Trans-Pacific will take place April 23rd to May 2nd. This is going to go from Honolulu to Vancouver, BC. There is mostly sea days on this, and we are only stopping in one spot. So we go from Honolulu, which for those that will either join us, and you can join us just for the segment 3 if you're interested, and have several sea days. You can make your own vacation in Honolulu. But we will have one full day in Honolulu and then make our way over to Kona. We do an overnight there, and then we have 6 days at sea before we arrive into Vancouver, BC. So again, that is a lot. I know it's a lot of time. It is a lot of time, but do keep in mind that we will absolutely give you all all the fun that sea days have to offer. And it really is going to be a fantastic trip. So again, Honolulu to Vancouver, you can mix and match however you want to do it. So I'll repeat this again. Again, this is for our Trans-Pacific. So Trans-Pacific segment 1, Singapore to Sydney. That's March 27th to April 9th. Then April 9th to the 23rd, we've got segment 2, which is the Trans-Pacific, Sydney to Honolulu. And then we have segment 3, which is Honolulu to Vancouver, BC. Many of you are on the Japan cruise, and that means that you have an opportunity to just do one long flight. If you've got the time, the price is right, so why not enjoy a nice, relaxing time? You might want to just travel from Singapore over to Sydney and explore Sydney and fly home from Sydney. You might want to just join us from Sydney and do Sydney over to Honolulu. And you might want to just do Honolulu to Vancouver or enjoy all 3. But again, we've got that e-brochure available for you. Again, that's at Seth@sailwithseth.com or sailwithseth@gmail.com. Again, that's Trans-Pacific. So we welcome June. And June in the Pacific Northwest could be the June gloom or some pretty amazing sunshine and some pretty amazing sunsets. Keep in mind that the Pacific Northwest is where I call home, and I've called home with a little stint in Vegas for 20 plus years. We've got a pretty exceptional itinerary for you here if you just want to coast around Puget Sound. This is going to be a back-to-back going into Alaska. So first of all, let's say hello to our newest Puget Sound, and this is on American Cruise Line. This is specifically a ship built to cruise through this part of the world. Now, you're like, where is Puget Sound? I've never really heard of this. I really haven't heard of the San Juans. Well, being and doing what I was doing earlier and doing the weather, I forecasted for all of these places. So these just kind of rattle off my tongue. But many of you might have not heard of Paulsbo or Port Townsend or Anacortes. These are the spots that you sail past when you leave Seattle, and you see all these gorgeous little islands all along the way, and you're like, where is that? Or this little cute town's here, and this little cute town's there, and I really wish that I could go here, and I want to see the San Juans. I just don't want to visit Victoria and head on out. So we have a really neat one. This is coming in from Tacoma now. So this is round trip Tacoma, which is, again, you fly into SeaTac, which is the Seattle Tacoma International Airport, or SEA. That's what they're calling it now. You go from Friday Harbor over to Anacortes, Paulsbo, Port Angeles. You spend an overnight in Port Angeles. Now, I want you to look at the map there on your screen, and you're like, okay, Port Angeles over to Victoria. Can I do that? It looks relatively close, and you can. American Spirit is an American flagged ship, so they will not be calling in Victoria. But there is a ferry that goes from Port Angeles over to Victoria. It's a scenic ride. You hop on over and you are in Victoria. That's an option. Or you can go to the Olympic National Park, or you can go out of Anacortes to Deception Pass, or you could go over to the San Juans. So there's a lot to offer here. It is an extremely, extremely small ship. But I do want to let you know that this is what we are offering at the end of June to the beginning of July, Puget Sound and the San Juans. That's going to fit perfectly of what we've got going next. And that is going to be from July 2 to July 9th. We had an amazing time on board Celebrity Edge, and Alaska is one of my favorite places. So I want you to join me for a sailing that is round trip out of Seattle. That's why I'm saying it. What a perfect opportunity to not only see Alaska from an Edge class ship, Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Victoria. You're going to go through Endicott Glacier and into Tracy Arm Fjord. But also, if you back-to-back it with this one, that is going to be an amazing way of seeing the sights of Puget Sound as well as seeing Alaska. So you'll be on a very small ship for Puget Sound, and then we all are traveling together from Tacoma up to Seattle, and that is where we will board the Celebrity Edge. Again, Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Victoria. It's a 7-night cruise that is over July 4th. So keep in mind that if you are watching and you're still on that schedule and you've got to work, I know some of us still got to work. Not all of us are retired, so I know that that comes in handy when you don't have to use kind of a vacation day, kind of built in there. So again, this is July 2nd to July 9th of 2027. July 2nd to July 9th of 2027 for Alaska. You can never do Alaska enough. I mean, it really is a fantastic trip. This is not a cruise tour. This is just the regular cruise on board Celebrity Edge, but you can go ahead and back-to-back it with that great Puget Sound cruise. And that Puget Sound cruise, once again, is June 25th to July 2nd. Puget Sound and the San Juans from Tacoma on American Spirit. All right. Whew. It's a lot, right? That's a lot. This is the next one. Okay, so I am so excited about this next one. They're all exciting. They're all great. They are all great. This one and the one after, just mind-blowing. All right? So this is where I say buckle up. Really buckle up for the next, just buckle up for the next two. Let's say that. All right? Here we go. So August takes us to Ireland. Wait until you see this itinerary, okay? And then you're like, wait, but the lower left doesn't look like Ireland. Nope. We go from Ireland to France. And we say hello to Windstar Cruises' brand new ship, the Star Explorer, okay? That comes out in 2027. It's going to be the same ship as the Star Seeker. Windstar Cruises, again, I've got an amazing relationship with them. So you are going to get the all-included package, which is $89 a day, guaranteed in 2 years. It's going up to $100+ a day, free. You're getting it free. $0 free. Then you're getting laundry, and then you're also receiving onboard credit. Look at that itinerary there. I know it's really hard to tell, but if you write in and you ask for an e-brochure, it will have everything for you. We are boarding in Dublin, and then we go to Northern Ireland, and then we sail into Galway. We have an evening sail of the Cliffs of Moher. We go down to Cork. We go to Waterford. We do Cornwall in the UK. And then we pull into Rouen, which is the gateway to Paris. Now, because the ship is so small, we can get into Rouen. A lot of ships have to dock in Le Havre. That is not going to be the case. We get into Rouen because the ship is small. So this ship, this cruise, August 12th to the 22nd. August 12th to the 22nd. This is Ireland. Dublin to Rouen on the Star Explorer. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this one? Okay. Okay, first of all, when I signed this deal on this one, I was jumping up and down because I was so excited. This cruise, I have never seen an itinerary like this. Never, ever, never. So you can do Dublin and stack it into this itinerary. But this one is truly magical. And it is on board Star Explorer. It is August 22nd to September 15th. We are going to be going from Rouen. Take a look at all of the spots that we are going in northern France. Saint Malo is a place that I have wanted to go for so long. Mount Saint Michel is there. I mean, it is going to be unbelievable. Then Bordeaux. We have an overnight in Bordeaux. And you know that I will be putting together some wine excursions. Then we go from Bordeaux over to northern Spain. So Bilbao, Vigo. And then we head up the Douro for one stop in Porto. Yeah, no, this is for real, everyone. Then we go to Lisbon and do an overnight in Lisbon. And then we go to Seville and do an overnight in Seville. Can you believe this? And then we go from Seville down to Morocco, up to Cartagena, to Valencia, and end in Barcelona, where Barcelona being one of my favorite cities in the world, and I know many of you agree with me here. That trip is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Now, if you are doing a back-to-back, so if you are doing Ireland and you're doing this trip, the France, Spain, and Portugal, we have an overnight in Rouen, and then we have another overnight in Rouen on the next cruise, which means we are likely going to be going to Paris, and we'll have one full day, maybe a day and a half in Paris. And I'll research some hotels and trains and so on and so forth that can take us into Paris, because you can never go to Paris enough. So once again, if you're doing Ireland, you end in Rouen with an overnight, and then we have another overnight at the beginning of the cruise for France, Spain, and Portugal. This is on Windstar's brand new ship, the Star Explorer. Yes, you read that right. You are going to receive the all-included package, which is tips, drinks, gratuity. Zero cost to you. Free laundry. That helps, doesn't it? And you're also going to be receiving an onboard credit. So that is August 22nd to September 15th, France, Spain, and Portugal. Is that most unbelievable itinerary you've ever seen? I mean, I'm telling you what, it is absolutely stunning. This is truly one of the most unbelievable itineraries. And it's on Windstar. And you have northern France, which is beyond amazing. And then you also have the overnights in Portugal. And you have a little bit of a taste of Porto. Yes, I would still love to do a Portugal river cruise, but give a little bit of a taste of the Douro. And then you have Morocco, and then you have Cartagena, and then you have an end in Barcelona. So it really is truly going to be unbelievable. So once again, that is a great itinerary, mixing in with that back-to-back in Dublin. So you go all the way around Northern Ireland and once again to Galway, Cliffs of Moher, down and around, and Rouen. You can easily just do one segment if you do not have the time to do the Spain, Portugal excursions. That's fine. You could do this one, and your gateway would be to fly into Dublin, and then your gateway would be to leave out of Paris, okay? If you're going to be doing this one. If you're doing the back-to-back, you start in Dublin and you end in Barcelona. So you start in Ireland and in Dublin, and I'm likely going to be putting together a couple of days in Dublin because it's already an amazing city as it is. And then you end in Barcelona. Again, that is on September 15th. Right? Okay. I've got one left. September, October, well, I can't really say September because it's really into the middle of September, but October and November are going to be clear for now. That could change a bit because, again, it's 2027 and it's far away. But we are going to do a little something different for December. And many of you wrote me and said, are you going to do Christmas markets again? Because it seems like you're doing Christmas markets every couple of years. We're going to skip the Christmas markets. Again, as of now, if anything just pops up, I might change that just a little bit. But we're going to take on a little bit of a different twist for you as we make our way into a whole nother part of the world where we have never gone before. Any guesses? Any guesses of what we are going to be going to? Let's see what's coming in here. Thank you, everyone, for all of the comments. And along the way, I agree. Some of these amazing itineraries are phenomenal. I absolutely love that. Mike just asked, is the Star Explorer or clone of the World Voyager? And it is. It is but it's a very different. They basically have the same platform, if you will, but the inside, totally different. But it's that size. It's that size, Mike. All right. We have some good guesses coming in. Becky, Africa. Carol, Africa. Martha, China. Dee Dee, India. Donna, South America. Joe, I love you. I love it. Gobsmacked already. Sheila, South Africa. Kathy, Canada train. Mary, South America. Carol, the Philippines. Not quite. Not quite. If you said Egypt, you are correct. In December, we are heading towards Cairo and Luxor to enjoy New Year's on the Nile. This is on board Amalilia, their newest ship to arrive in Egypt. It came out about a year and a half ago. We will be going to Petra in Jordan, Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, and more. This is going to be a very, very, very unique itinerary. You are going to receive an extra 5% off the published fare. We are going to give you a group discount. You're also going to get a complimentary group outing from Sail with Seth. What that will be, I do not know yet. But that group outing is going to be substantial. And once we have that all kind of, I don't want to tell you because you get too excited about it. We're still a while away from that. But this is about 2 years away, 2+ years away. This is a little bit of a signal of the beginning of 2028. So we will be doing New Year's on the Nile. And the New Year's on the Nile is something that we are going to really and truly encompass. Now, a lot of you say to yourself, I don't know. I don't know about Egypt. I don't know about that part of the world right now. Well, a lot can change in 2 years. That's number one. I want you to know that I partner with Alma Waterways on a lot of trips. I have people that are watching now that have done this trip personally. And if you are one of those people that are watching and you've done, tell us all about Egypt. Put it in the comments, and I want to put that on there. If you ever felt unsafe, how did Alma take care of you? All of that kind of good stuff. I want to know. So please put that in there so we can share it with our guests. This is a smaller ship, so time is of the essence of what you want to be a part of, in the sense that you need to book this early. It is a small ship. It's a small deposit that we take. I am able to get you that extra 5% off. I am able to get you the additional group discount. I am able to get you the group outing, and I'm able to get a few more things that I'm in the works for. If they're watching, they're probably like, do not ask for one more thing, Seth Wayne. But do you see, I'm kind of one of those people that are like, can I have one more thing? Can I have one more thing? Because I'm working for you, my friends. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. But New Year's on the Nile is going to be one of those amazing. I remember where I was when the clock struck midnight from 2027 to 2028. And I know that that seems so far away. But you know what? Remember when I started in 2022 talking about trips like Galapagos in 2024? Yeah. Now we're talking about 2028. So you kind of get where we got to go with these. All right. Jackie, who many of you might have met on trips before, and her husband, Steve, it was very safe and so worth it. They absolutely does. Carol saying our favorite cruise even outdoes Antarctica. And for Carol to say that, I literally just got goosebumps, because I will say that for you to say Antarctica, because Carol and Dave go to Antarctica every year that I've been offering Antarctica. And then they went before. So they're repeaters for Antarctica. And for them to say that that cruise outdid Antarctica is truly, truly, truly absolutely amazing. Jackie saying, go, go, go. Sue and Mark saying, just got back from Egypt. It is amazing. Carol saying, you have got to go. And Jackie also saying, if you've never been to Egypt and Jordan, you must do this trip. It really is one of those things that are absolutely great. Deborah, great to see you. Egypt is mind-boggling. It really is. And then what Jackie is saying here about Petra, just as amazing as Egypt. So what we have are special single occupancy rates. All right. So come and be with your Sail with Seth community over New Year's. So we've got that. It is a start on, you could still celebrate Christmas at home. Okay. You can still celebrate the 26th at home if you're a day after, or Christmas Eve or what have you. And then you don't have to leave North America until about the 27th or 28th. Okay. So the timing works out really, 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 really well. All right. Dee Dee saying Egypt in April 2022. Amazing. Petra is a must. Absolutely. It is just fantastic. Fantastic, right? So I am so excited all about this. And Andrea saying another bucket list item for me. So hopefully, Andrea, you guys will be there. I mean, I will tell you, it is great. And Alma Waterways does everything perfectly. Like Jill saying here, love Alma Waterways. They are great. And they are an amazing partner of mine that I get to share this with you. So again, this is going to be a wonderful trip. New Year's on the Nile. We are going to be having a great time. Now, will we specifically be on the Nile on New Year's Eve? We're just going to call it New Year's on the Nile. You know why? Because it sounds good. And we'll still be on the Nile. Might not be on New Year's, but we'll still be on the Nile. Getting that all together. So that is one of those places that we are going to go. This is just a little bit of a sampling of 2027, on what 2027 will be bringing us. Yes, we are going to be throwing in some new things here and there along the way, but for the most part, that is what we are looking at for 2027. Keep in mind that yes, we do sail with Seth group cruises. That's what we could put together custom group cruises along the way. So if you and your family want to do something, I can certainly use my connections and do all of that. We love the group travel, but if you are interested in independent travel, or you're interested in us just putting that special trip together for you and using our connections, we can certainly make that happen as well. So friends, just always email us. I know that you're like, oh, I could get this savings here or get that savings there. What you have to remember is a lot of people say, we want to support small businesses. And I am a small business. And what you're doing is you're helping me, and you're helping Mariah, and you're helping Joy. And in turn, you're helping a small business thrive. When you go into the cruise line directly, we are more than likely going to get you those same prices. And there, you're really not doing much. So again, what you could do is help us out. Give us an opportunity for booking those trips, the ones that are not Sail with Seth. If you have working with a travel agent already and a travel advisor that you know and love, hey, I want you to stick with them, because we are a hard-working bunch. That is for sure. But I continue to grow because you continue to come my way, and I cannot thank you enough for all of that. You see the awards up on my shelf. We're adding another award there. Just got the Next Gen President Circle Award, and that is 3 years in a row. So I'm really, really pumped about that. Ever since we've opened, we are going to continue to aim for that award. You can see those two little cylinder or little circles there. They're underneath those Emmys that I won in broadcasting. And in those, we're going to add another one to the mix. It should be coming here in the mail very shortly. But I love what I do. I love sharing the world of travel with you. And for you to keep recommending me to your friends and family is really all of the love that I get. And I can't thank you enough for continuing to do that. So continue to spread the Sail with Seth love. Thank you again for joining me here. I want to do one little quick little recap of what we have for you. And if you have any questions at all, any questions at all, please go ahead and send us an email. And again, request e-brochures. Early booking is the best, okay? And most of the things are refundable. Most of the things are refundable. I will say that. There's always going to be that non-refundable option. There's always going to be a possible non-refundable small little deposit. I know river cruises charge those, because you have to remember it's a small ship. They can't just have you pull out at the last minute, because it's going to be hard to sell that. It's just such a niche product. It's not working with a ship with 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people, or even a ship with 2,000 or 3,000 people. So you kind of get that. But you have the best chance, especially my solos, to book early. Book early, and you will save a lot. You will save a lot, because we have the opportunity to get you into those staterooms. You know I fight for my solo staterooms. You know I fight for my solo cruisers. And I will continue to do so to get you those reduced prices that you are always, always, always at least forced to pay 175 or even 200% most of the time. I will continue to do that. And that was one of my missions that I started on day one, to bring down those crazy supplements. And a lot of the lines, and I want to say kudos going out to Windstar and to Alma, they really work with me. And I tell them, this is the reason why we need this. And they are great in what they do. So that is exactly what I want to continue to work my hardest for. So once again, we're going to go through this really quickly here. We're going to begin on January 4th through the 15th. This is the Mexican Riviera. Round trip from Los Angeles. This is on Voyager of the Seas. And this is going to be a 10-nighter from LA. So again, West Coasters. We're not doing Caribbean in 2027. We are doing Mexico out of the West Coast. And then we are on a sold-out sailing from Tokyo to Osaka on Windstar. Again, this is sold out, but waitlist is open. Things can change as 2027 is still a little far away. Then we have our 3 segments for our Trans-Pacific. Segment number 1, which is March 27th through April 9th, is the Trans-Pacific from Singapore to Sydney. And then we have April 9th through the 23rd, which is your Trans-Pacific Sydney to Honolulu. And then we have segment 3, which is your Trans-Pacific April 23rd through May 2nd. We have the Puget Sound and the San Juan Islands. This one coming in from Tacoma, just south of Seattle, where we will cruise throughout Puget Sound, come back to Seattle, then board Celebrity Edge from Seattle up to Alaska. We're back on July 9th. August takes us to Ireland. Now, friends, I want this ship to fill. I want this ship to fill because I want for Japan, we have 50 plus people. I mean, we're going to be almost the entire ship. This ship holds about 200 guests, and we are going to be a lot of them. So again, this is what I want. Ireland, Dublin to Rouen, on board the brand new Star Explorer. This is the Windstar, covering Northern Ireland, and then ending in France. And then one of my favorites, this is the Itinerary to Remember, Rouen to Barcelona, encompassing all of Northern France, Bordeaux with an overnight stay in Bordeaux, Bilbao to Vigo, and points in between, a little taste of the Douro to Porto, then Lisbon with an overnight stay in Lisbon, an overnight stay in Seville, a stop in Morocco, Cartagena, Valencia, before we end in Barcelona. And then as we round out 2027 and into 2028, we've got New Year's on the Nile. And this one, again, on AMA Waterways, AMA Lilia. And this one is going to do a Jordan pre-cruise starting on December 30th. And then we wrap things up on January 10th. And I do have a select number of 5% discount codes that I am able to receive from AMA Waterways. So the sooner that you get in on this is where I can get you that extra 5% off. 5% might not seem like a lot of money, but when you're talking about a trip like this, 5% is a decent amount of money. Okay? I don't care if you save $10. It's still a great way of saving. So that's a little sneak peek of what we've got for you in 2027. Again, more to come. And keep in mind that if you are a last minute traveler, if you are just tuning in for your first time, we welcome you to the Sail with Seth community. And I want to let you know that we have some trips that are coming up. If you have the time, there are 3 or 4 rooms left on our James Beard Foundation cruise. If you're really wanting to do that and you can get away in less than 2 weeks, we go from Montreal to New York. Send us a note. All right. We can try to get you on board. If you still have a desire to go to Cuba and you're looking at me and you're like, I really wanted to do Cuba and I just couldn't do it. And I still have 2 rooms available that are our group only. Keep in mind, Cuba is this year, 2025. Okay. Cuba is at the beginning of November. I can still get you on. There are 2 rooms remaining for Cuba. Cuba is our one and only land trip. And everything is legal. We go through all of the right things and all of that kind of good stuff. If you are interested in Cuba, please let me know. I can still get you on board that trip. And that is a trip of a lifetime. We will never offer that again. I can guarantee you that. And Christmas markets. It is sold out, but if you've never done Christmas markets before and you are really wanting to try the Christmas markets, please send me a note. Alma calls me the second they have a cancellation and they're like, Seth, this is what we can do. Maybe your plans changed for the beginning of December and you had something scheduled and now you have that time for free time and you have a couple of weeks that you want to spend doing Christmas markets. Again, we are not going to be doing Christmas markets not until 2028 at the earliest. So if you want to go in a group and you want to go in a group setting and you want me to do all the work for you, which I love doing, come on with us at the Christmas markets for 2025. All right. The list of 2026 sailings are up to date on our website, with the exception of 2. We have Bermuda, okay, with New York City. That's going to be in 2026. And then we also have Greenland, which is going to be in 2026. We're going to go all around Greenland, and then we're going to end with a charter flight back to New York City. Again, the entire website will be up and going towards the end of this week, but feel free to share this video on your Facebook page. Feel free to send the link on our YouTube channel, because this is streaming on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And again, with all the love that you give me, I really appreciate it. Spreading the love is really how business works nowadays. And nothing is more important than your testimonial. And I really thank you all for that. So for Mariah and Joy and myself, thank you for being here for our 2027 debut party. I hope you've had an enjoyable hour that we've spent together. And I hope that you, no matter what you have planned for the evening or over the next several days, that you do it with a smile. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trip and a wonderful next several days ahead. And when I say wonderful trip, I'm talking about a wonderful trip that we will be on board Windstar's Star Pride. That's coming up in just a couple of weeks. Again, for Mariah and Joy, I'm Seth. Thank you again for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you back here next time. Again, don't forget, please, if you have any questions whatsoever, the best way of getting a hold of us is by emailing us. That's Seth@sailwithseth.com or sailwithseth@gmail.com. Again, sailwithseth is the best way of contacting us, Seth@sailwithseth.com or sailwithseth@gmail.com. 2027 is going to be bringing us a lot of fun and ringing in 5 years together. Thanks again, my friends. Enjoy.